Look at the stories that are happening in and around your region. You're still with SABC News. A 100% black-owned ICT electronics company officially opened its R1 billion world-class smart factory in the East London Industrial Development Zone today. And Trade and Industry Minister Rob Davies was there and, of course, delivered the keynote address. But Unathi Binqose, our reporter, is standing by to give us more because he attended all these proceedings. Unathi, such great news. I mean, a 100% black-owned ICT company. Give us all the deets. I mean, what transpired at the launch today?
It was very refreshing, Alicia, and very, very good news. Not just for the Buffalo City and the province of the Eastern Cape. It was great news for South Africa and possibly for the entire continent. We are told that this is the first of its kind, and it is intending to play with the big boys, particularly in the technological innovation space, a space that is dominated mainly by companies from East Asia, and they say that is where they want to play, and they, of course, they've roped in some expertise from that part of the world to come and guide them as they chart their way through these waters in trying to make a major breakthrough in the world of innovation technology. Some of the things that they are manufacturing here at the moment, we are told that they are playing in the aviation space. That is a space for the big boys, and indeed it shows that their intentions are legitimate. Of course, they are also in producing and manufacturing defense devices and of course automotive devices. And we're told that they are also looking at playing at the normal consumer market, producing gadgets like your cell phones, your tablets, and things like that. And of course, we've seen a template of their cell phone. It is state of the art, one that I kind of desired myself. And they told us that they are still in negotiations with ICASA to try and get the licensing right and all the necessary paperwork to ensure that their cell phone hits the market in no time. And they say that the people who have seen it and who have pre-tested it are quite keen on it. I'm talking about the factory down here in the Buffalo City. It is a massive, massive structure. One of the biggest you can find at East London ITZ. And of course, it promises to employ a lot, to create a lot of employment in this city that is struggling a little, particularly on the economic front. I mean, it's not hard to tell that the Buffalo City Metro is in the Eastern Cape, living under the shadow of the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. And of course, with the investment like this, it's an opportunity for it to step out of that shadow and ensure that it is a big, big player also, not just in the Eastern Cape, but it contributes immensely on the national coffers as well. And of course, we believe that with an investment like this, it can only be a catalyst, and we can possibly see more companies coming to play in this space here in East London. We are told that a lot of their produce will not be just for South African markets, but it will be exported all across the world. But of course, they say they are targeting the African continent in the main. And of course, when they have done that, it's then that they'll spread to the Middle East and eventually conquer the entire world. So this is a small company with big, big ambitions, and we do believe that it is going to make a success.
Absolutely.
If the talk from their CEO, and of course, the support that they are seemingly getting from government is anything to go by.
All right, Unathi, I mean, speaking of that, I mean, let's talk about the job opportunities that it's also going to bring. What did the minister have to say about this? I mean, you mentioned that this sector is still largely ruled by the East Asian markets, but I say that this sector, particularly in South Africa, is still very racially marginalized. So what did the minister have to say about that, particularly this being a 100% black-owned factory? Will it also be looking to extend the services to black professionals?
Most definitely, that is without a doubt. I mean, you look at their staff, it's largely young people, and the majority of them are black. We're told that at the moment they only have 1,000 employees. And of course, as the company expands and grows, it will definitely require more workforce. And the managers and those who are in charge of the company have already thought ahead when it comes to that. They are already in partnership with a number of institutions of higher learning, looking at those learners and those students rather who are working in the technological field to ensure that they get a platform. And of course, those are their future employees. Unfortunately, it's not your average man on the street kind of a company that will offer a job to those people. It's mainly for those who are highly skilled and those who are fairly educated. But of course, in any industry, there will be those odd jobs that will be available for the men in the streets. But it's a challenge, of course, also to our young people to ensure that they take their education seriously.
Absolutely.
Knowing very well that there are companies right here at home. They don't need to venture far to get those opportunities to express their technological abilities and, of course, progress forward in this industry. This company, Yegani in manufacturing, is there to actually help them when it comes to that.
All
so
right.
It's clear that as the company grows, it will increase its workforce as well.
All right, and talk to us about the day-to-day runnings. What will they be responsible for? I know you mentioned a few, like manufacturing, Unathi.
Well, at the moment, these are not necessarily new players. We are told that they had been operating right here in East London in a place called Wilsonia. So this is more like an expansion of their company operations at the East London IDZ. And of course, like I said, they've been producing technological innovations in the aviation industry. And of course, with the opening of this new facility, they want to push hard in the general consumer market to ensure that their name gets known out there. It's gadgets like your cell phones, tablets, and things like that will get you known in the market. If you are able to attract and play in that consumer market, then you are likely to get your brand name and make a lot of people be aware of your brand a bit more than producing possibly technologies for aviation that will be used at airports and producing components for cars. So that is where they are looking to be playing going forward. And of course, that is where they are hoping that their brand will be will be a household name. And speaking to the CEO, he made a prime example, quite significant, saying that not so long ago, 6-7 years ago, a company like Huawei, he says it was a laughing stock and nobody took them serious. And he says, look at where they are now. And he says that is the steps that they are planning to follow as well at the moment. A lot of people may not take their innovations and their ambitions seriously, but they are taking themselves seriously, and they will ensure that they succeed in this field.
Unathi, with great news there. Thank you so much. That is our reporter in Port Elizabeth, Unathi Binqose, talking to us about the first 100% black-owned ICT company that opened its doors in that region. Peter, what have you got for us now?